Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Thursday, June the 29th, 2023. Thursday, June the 29th. Okay, we had some funny action that I'm going to get to a little bit later. Uh, Definitely, it was hilarious to me and needed. But anyway, let's start with some of the little cute stuff. Cuteness in the house. We had Violet. She played little matchmaker. Okay, she took her daddy's phone, text Elizabeth, and invited her, to come over to the house to dinner like a date. Elizabeth shows up, and Finn is like, "Well, it's nice to see you here, Elizabeth." He's shocked, he's surprised, and she's like, I got your text. And just as she says that, Violet comes running out from the back and says, "Aunt Elizabeth, you're right on time for your dinner," with her little lisp. And so Finn looks at Elizabeth. Finn looks down at Violet. Violet, I used your phone and text Aunt Elizabeth. you know, she had everything set up. And oh, I forgot candles, but I can't light them myself. Daddy, will you help me? So he said, okay. She sets the candles out. Oh, I forgot the drinks. So she goes and gets obviously the pink grapefruit juice. Okay. So she starts to try to pour it, and Finn says, "Let me help you with that, honey." So he pours the little grapefruit juice in the wine glasses. And then she goes, uh, the doorbell rings. She goes, "Oh, that's dinner." And he goes, "Violet, I used your phone and ordered dinner." So she ordered pizza, their favorite pizza place is delivering. And she goes, "And I got dessert too." So she just charged it. That reminds me of a story I heard a couple years ago. A woman had all her little delivery places that she ordered for her kids on her phone. And the youngest kid got a hold of her phone. I think that kid had to be 4 or 5, ordered 200 hamburgers. McDonald's. Oh my God. And all of this is getting delivered. She didn't know what was going. He didn't know how to do it. Two what? And so, yeah, she learned to put a lock on that phone, didn't she? But guess what? Kids are so smart, they probably know what this passcode is anyway. But anyway, that's a different story. So he goes, "I'm going to have a talk with Violet about boundaries." I'm sorry, Elizabeth. But they have a nice evening. They do. They have a really, really nice evening. And cuteness in the house again. Oh, I just love that baby. He's so cute. And Portia, see, I'm sorry. Portia's not a pediatrician. Portia calls Esme to come over. "I want to talk to you about, you and Spencer are co-parenting. So you two are a team." See, she's trying to push those two together. Don't let Trina find out what her mother's doing. And I can't wait, because all that meddling, you know what? It always does come out. Trina is either going to be with Spencer or she's not going to be with Spencer. Portia needs to stay out of it. She can't even get her own relationship right, but she's too busy trying to ruin her daughters. Can't stand Portia. She ends up telling Esme that she and Spencer need to take a parenting class, and General Hospital has them, and one is starting next week, because there's going to be basic things that they need to know, you know, and which actually, look, it wasn't a bad idea. It's just not Portia's place. It's not. So she gives Esme the pamphlet, and she goes, "I don't think Spencer would take this with me, right?" And so she goes, "Well, that's okay. You need it for yourself. You let Spencer know you're going to be going, and invite him to go. Just tell him you're going and invite him to go." So she's probably going to go. because like the whole colic thing, there are minor things or things that are going to come up that the parenting class will give them some insights on. It's not a bad idea. Really, it's not. But Portia's not coming from a good place. She could care less about Esme and Ace, right? So that's why it's not a good idea. So, then we had this scene. 7 days, everybody, went by so fast. This is Drew's last day before he has to go to Pentonville. So Carly was doing the whole, but it's my fault. So he finally says, you know what, Carly? He explains everything again. He goes, let's not waste all of our time. You know, this is our last night together. Let's just enjoy ourselves. Let's be together, and let's not be spending a bunch of what you wish you could have done, didn't do. And so she agrees. And then, of course, they hit the sheets one last time, all night long, of course, because she says, I hate that this night is almost over. He goes, we got another few hours before it is. So, anyway, whatever. He's going to be gone. They both told each other they loved each other. She's going to wait for him. When have you ever known Carly Spencer to wait even a year for somebody? The only person she waited for was Sonny when he was presumed dead and when he was in Nixon Falls. But then with what was happening in Mobland, her and Jason having to get married so he wouldn't have to kill her if he were to take the organization over, then she and Jason started rekindling old feelings. Bottom line, they have been best friends and they have loved each other for decades. But as far as being in love with each other, that was different, but those feelings were starting, right? So anyway, I could tell you this, Carly won't make it a year. Let's see if Drew gets out within that year, because I cannot see Cameron Matheson being off the show for 3 years. There was actually an update I saw on YouTube. He was on an interview. Actually, I listened to it on a daytime talk show. He and Laura Wright were on, and he was saying that, this time of the year, it's very stressful for him because of his, he has to take his cancer test to see, is he still in remission? Is he cancer free? What's going on? His annual checkup. And he said he took it and he had actually gotten his results back right before the show, day or two before the show, and he is still cancer free. He had kidney cancer. So he is still cancer free. He's been cancer free, I think, for a year or year and a half. He's cancer free. So anyway, good. So we do know, bottom line, because the way the headlines were, he's off because he's battling it. No, he's not battling it anymore. He's off because he's doing a movie, So I say something's going to happen and it won't be 3 years, because that was just crazy. So we have Dante and Sam. They make the cutest couple, everybody. Oh my, I just love these two as a couple. They work, their chemistry is just there. I kind of like her chemistry with Dante more than I liked it with Jason. And I just thought Sam and Jason, nobody could beat them. But Dante and Sam, yes. Sam beats Lulu for me for Dante. They just work together, work very well together. But anyway, they were at the dive bar where Esme bought the phone. And I'm telling you, the customer clientele has picked up, because when Esme and Trina were there the first time, it was really, really a horrible dive bar, right? But no, this was one of Sam's favorite bars. This is where she wanted Dante to take her. So they were just enjoying being by themselves. And Sam was like, well, we're not really by ourselves. Look over there. We've got Trina and Spencer, Josh, and Dex coming. And they were sitting at a table. They wanted to come back, Trina and Jocelyn, to see if maybe they could get some evidence. Somebody remembers Oz talking to Esme with the yeah, right. How was that going to work? That happened 2 years ago. Last January, not this year, but the year before. So you gonna look up and find somebody that remembers that? Nope, not at all. I could have told you that. So Spencer had an attitude. He always has one, just looking at Dex, right? And I thought, see, here he goes. And Jocelyn said, because he goes, why are we here trying to find some evidence? She did do it. My uncle gave us the evidence, And Jocelyn says, yeah, well, but it's made up evidence, right? So your made up evidence, Jocelyn says. And Trina goes, oops, it kind of slipped out. And I'm thinking, that didn't kind of slip out, Trina. And see, you need to have a talk with your friend Jocelyn and say, Jocelyn, you know what? When I talk to you and I tell you things, you keep that to yourself. Because you knew that wasn't going to go well with Spencer, right? Jocelyn knew that, didn't care. And so he goes, what is so wrong? She did do it. And this evidence, so what if it is fabricated? She did these crimes. And so Dex says, well, the only problem is you're bringing this evidence to light this late in the game. When you take evidence to the cops, he said, it's been my experience, it's not quite that easy, especially if it's late evidence. They're going to really, really scrutinize it. And if they find any holes in it, then you could get into trouble. And Dex looked at him. Spencer looked at Dex, and he stands up and he says something to Dex. And Dex stands up like, what? Right? So, of course, Spencer sucker punches him again. See, Spencer and the punch came out of nowhere. See, that's how Spencer worked. And Trina's like, Spencer, Jocelyn's like, oh my God. So Dex gets up from the ground and Dex says, you know what? And his lip is bleeding. And Spencer's standing there like, yeah, I decked you. Yeah. Because Spencer's bigger, right? Dex said that first one is free. But the next one's gonna cost you. And Spencer's just looking at him. And he hauls back. See, that's his problem. You see the punch coming. He hauls back, goes to punch Dex. Dex slowly ducks it because come on, brother, right? Ducks it, bam, uppercuts Spencer, knees him, pushes his body down into his knee and rolls him onto the ground. And Trina's like, Spencer. And Jocelyn's like, Dex, so she's running to Dex. Trina's running to Spencer on the ground. And Sam looks at Dante. Did you see that? He goes, yes, I did. So he goes over because now the bouncer's over getting ready to get involved, right? And Dante flashes his bag, says, I'm a cop, I'm off duty, but I know these guys, I got this. So the bouncer's like, well, good, because he don't want to get involved with it anyway. Realistically. So Dante says, he looks down at Spencer and he goes, you guys are, a bar brawl. And so Josh goes, Spencer hit him first. And so Dante said, I know, I saw it. And Sam said, I saw it too. And so he goes, Dex, do you want to press charges against Spencer? And Trina's looking up like, no. So he goes, no, I don't want to cause any trouble. Josh and I will just go. And so Dante's like, okay, that's a good idea, right? That's a good idea. So Josh and Spencer leave, and Dante helps Spencer. Josh and Dex leave. Dante helps Spencer up off the ground, and he goes, "Are you okay, man?" Spencer couldn't even catch his breath. The wind was so knocked out of him, he couldn't even speak. That was hilarious to me. I said, "Rich boy, see? Dex is military. Spencer, you, yeah, you were in Pentonville, but you got your behind beat in Pentonville. Cyrus Renault had to come in and intervene. Dex is probably, because there was book guy that hit Spencer with a book and knocked him down, right? Dex is probably the first real person out in the world that handed Spencer his behind, and Spencer didn't know how to take it. So Spencer's at home and he's trying to take his shirt off. Ooh, and he gets his shirt off, and you got this huge bruise, right? Probably from Dex's knee when he pulled Spencer's chest into his knee. And Esme comes running, knocking and opening the door. So, are you okay? And Spencer stands up. Are you okay? Are you okay? I don't know what door to a bedroom opens out, right? Doors open in, not out. But anyway, she goes, you ran in the house and ran by us so fast. I didn't know if anything was wrong. Remember, this is the same place that I got attacked and Ace got killed. He goes, I am fine. And she's looking at, naked. I mean, no shirt on Spencer. Ooh, even though he's bruised, she's like, ooh, what happened to you? He goes, I said, I'm fine. And so she looks at him and she goes, okay. So she goes out and she closes the door and she stands against the wall like, ooh, hunka, right? Like, ooh. So anyway, he could barely move because Trina told him off before she left. Told him off because one of the things they were talking about, where Spencer said, why should we have to find evidence when we have all we need to put her away? And Trina looked at him and said, you didn't destroy it. Because remember, she thought she left him with marching orders to destroy it. Well, guess what? Spencer doesn't take orders from you, Trina. And Jocelyn told her, because she goes, Spencer destroyed the evidence. And Jocelyn said, really? Are you sure? Spencer destroyed yes, he did. Spencer's evolving. Oh, she was just Jocelyn even knew Spencer didn't destroy that evidence because Jocelyn wouldn't have destroyed it, right? So anyway, she just tells him, she goes, you know what? When we were in Greenland, you were great. But once we got back here, your whole old personality is here. Just you started this tonight. You lied to me, and I'm thinking, well, I didn't lie to you. He just didn't tell you. He kept it, right? And so she's like, I don't even know what to say. I don't even want to talk to you. I'm out of here. Cause see, all of this ain't working, right? And so he's just like, Trina, and she just walks out and leaves him. And Sam and Dante were like, ooh, yikes. First, you get your behind, and Dante said the A word, handed to you in front of your girlfriend, and then she tells you off and leaves, and you in pain, can barely move. You can't even get comforted by her. He goes, man. What's funny? Man. So anyway, Trina ends up showing up at the hospital to visit her mom, saying, I wanted to see, how are you doing? How are things, going? And she goes, Curtis and I, we're at a, what did she say? We're at a stalemate or whatever she said. But we'll see how that's gonna go. And she goes, honey, I thought you'd be out tonight with Spencer. See, no, we don't get to discuss Spencer. So Trina said, well, I was out, but you know what? I really wasn't feeling it. So I was deciding to, I was driving by here anyway. I decided to stop in and see how you were doing. So she goes, well, Portia's like, well, I'm happy you did, because this is, is my lucky night, or this is the highlight of my night. So anyway, like I said, if Portia knew what was best, she would leave Trina alone. Because as much as we like Trina and Spencer together, we say Trina brings out the best in Spencer. No, Spencer. Spencer will tell Trina what she wants to hear. Spencer will try to be a better person for Trina. He tries to be a better person for his grandmother. But ultimately, to his core, Spencer isn't. He doesn't have values. He's entitled. He's a jerk. He's pompous. The only thing he does is he loves his baby brother. He loves that boy, right? So we'll see if they're, I think, what we're seeing is they're pulling Spencer and Trina apart, and we're going to slowly see them putting Esme and Spencer together, especially with Portia trying to be in Esme's ear. See, Portia, you know what? I can't stand her. Can't stand her. So anyway, the last person that's back, Cyrus Renaud, Pentonville. He was reading his Bible passage passionately, and then he was telling the guard, I've got a friend of mine that's going to be joining me here tomorrow. His name is Drew Kane. And he's looking at the guard. And I'm thinking, he and Drew are friends. Does he have something in plan for Drew? I don't know. With Cyrus, you never know. He's pretending to have found God, but Cyrus has some ulterior motives, that he has on him. So we shall see what he does with Drew, or tries to do with Drew. Let's go to comment corner. We got quite a few comments, so I'm going to dash right by these comments. I'm going to breeze on through them. We have Gwendolyn says, what I don't like about Carly, she can't stand on her own. She always needs a man to take care of her. This makes her look weak. Nina is crazy and conniving, but she can support herself. And then Gwendolyn also says, Spencer punched Dex for no reason, I know. And Trina's angry at him. He goes home to Esme. I think we know where this is headed. I know. Ron says, Carly shouldn't have ever sold her hotel. Ava's scheme backfired. Sonny didn't fire the nanny, but he should have broke Austin's neck. But she should have broke Austin's neck for not letting her know something. Sam was sentenced to 2 years in Pittenville for killing Shiloh. That's right. But got out of prison for overcrowding. I remember she shot him in the back with that flare gun, and somehow the judge gave that stupid ruling, or there was a stupid ruling that Jason, since he's such an enforcer, was able to take care of himself, which was so stupid. Shiloh was all over Jason. From what Sam could see, had the jump on Jason. Sam did what she needed to do to protect Jason, right? But they're like, no, he could have protected himself. Yeah, it was something stupid that she got sent away with. And hello there says, poor Carly, wealthy millions in her bank, and she's complaining. Ugh. Hello there says, Austin is coming off as a real jackass, but I actually like it because he gives the story to an actual doctor with a dark side on the show. I love Davis Slap. The whole thing is, where are the doctors and nurses on the show? I know. Might as well be called Port Charles, which, by the way, was centered around the hospital far more than, and that was 25 years ago. I know it was, huh? I am says, Michael and Christina used to run away all the time. Avery most likely has a driver provided by Sonny. I am says, Sam went to jail for murdering Willow's ex. Well, not really Willow's ex, the cult leader Shiloh on the Hunted Star. You're right, I am. I am says, ask Jax for the money. Annette says, maybe Bobby will pass and leave Carly money, or Sonny will pay a large child support to Carly. You know what is true? We're getting to the point where they're going to address Bobby's passing. Bobby probably will leave Carly a lot of money. Even though Bobby wasn't rich, but we don't know that she was. We don't know how much money she has. You know, we don't know what Bobby had stashed away, maybe from something Luke gave her, you know. So that's probably how they are going to write that Carly gets something from Bobby. And I am says, it would be a better story if Ava told Sonny. I hate what they've done to Roger. He plays a bad boy all the time, but I miss him being a good guy. It's hard to imagine Jimmy Lee with gun runners, and no one in the Quartermain family was aware. Brooklyn stealing from Maxie and Lucy, come on, especially with the SCC issue. I know. Hello there says, if Brooklyn were smart, she would have searched for the enlisted someone like Brick to do the work remotely. But Brick wouldn't do that. Brick would not, for one, he's not for hire to do stuff like that. He only does stuff like that for Sonny. There's such a thing called fingerprints where flash drives are concerned. Sherry says, I thought Ava was going to tell Sonny about Mason. Then along comes Austin with the goofy grin. I was let down until Ava slapped him. Pamela says, is it possible that Anna will be enlisted to help find Nicholas, and what or who is behind Austin and Mason? At the moment, Anna has nothing to do. And then I am says, well, Laura shot that down. That's true. PE says, I can't believe they're recycling the storyline of Nina manipulating a man with amnesia. I know. Michelle says, at the place where he used to live in Beatrice Quarters, Sonny Spinelli had to go find her because Lucy Cole called Sonny and told him there was a body in a freezer. That they took out of the house. When they opened the freezer, Sam was inside. Jason got her out in time. Michelle says Peter August framed Sam for something he did. This was when he found out that Anna Devane was his mother back in 2018. He kept on covering up what he did, I guess, to Sam. I think he framed her for Shiloh's murder. No, she did kill Shiloh. Remember, Shiloh put Sam in the freezer, but Sam did kill Shiloh with the flare gun. Suzette says, Sam went to jail for killing Shiloh. Shiloh kidnapped Sam and Wiley. One time, let's see, Shiloh and Jason had a fight. Sam killed him to save Jason. I think after that, something happened, and they can prove it was self-defense. No, they couldn't prove it. Sam went to jail. Thanks to Ned, Sam went out on parole. Yeah, Ned helped. He was instrumental with that. Linda says, it's being said on some blogs that Sky is Tracy's partner in crime. I think Martin may have stole the idea from someone else. We shall see. Janet says, the bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Yeah, I couldn't figure out that saying yesterday. Thank you, Janet. Jane says, Nicholas is messing with Ava or Esme. Jane says, Nicholas has Avery. Nope. Avery's parents have Avery. Sonny took Avery back to his place, and Ava's going to come get her. I Am says Nick is in a coma. NK Rose says, I think Sam ended up in jail for killing Shiloh. Nina was definitely partially responsible somehow for something else, not Sam and Shiloh. Another worldly says Sam bunked with Harmony. That's right. No, I thought Harmony and Alexis were the ones together in Pittenville, but I don't know. Maybe Sam did bunk with Harmony. No, I thought it was Sam and Alexis. Did she not? And how did her sentence get suspended? Remember, that's how Harmony and Alexis became friends. Another worldly says, I don't entertain the thought of Carly, that Carly can't come up with $2 million. Married to the mafia means money laundering. I Am says she walked away from the settlement and she only wanted the house. I know. What Diane could do, or Carly could say, you know what? I want to reopen the divorce settlement. Now I do want alimony and I want child support. And they would give her, and she could say, and I want it retro. That would give her a whole lot of money, right? That would give her the money. But I kind of think it's going to come from Bobby. I think that's how they're going to end up writing it. NK Rose says Carly will probably inherit Kelly's. Yep, she will. And then we had, because it went from Ruby to kind of Luke to Bobby to probably Carly. Hello there says, I heard they're going to write into the story that Bobby died and will leave her a lot of money. Yeah, which will save her. Another worldly says, I too am over with Lucy because of her irresponsible actions during the Victor Cassadine storyline. LaShunta says, I remember Carly and Michael was at Kelly's. He wandered off by the docks, by the water, and Laura found him. Carly turned her back for a moment. Nina's gonna get hers. Something's up with that house for Maxie. I know they keep talking about a house for Maxie. LaShunta also says, where did he get a device to check up on someone? I'm so disappointed in Brooklyn. I don't know the he you were talking about. I'm so disappointed in Brooklyn. Tell Chase the truth. It's not worth it. Good Felicia's checking on Marty. He's up to something. My girl, Brooke. Now Diane said Michael didn't have Aurora stock, so why can't he lend money? Sam's gonna be mad at Carly. Austin did that on purpose. I don't like that. And then how she get over by the lake. Then Ava had the nerve. She knows it wasn't her fault. You mean Pilar. Now she needs to man up. Ava's not gonna man up for nothing. So anyway, that's it for Comment Corner. I will be back tomorrow for Friday's episode of General Hospital.